was out skiing one day, and when my husband and I left the mountain to come down, he felt he'd had too much to drink. I don't remember much of this day, but I took the wheel and caused a fatal accident that killed 2 people. My husband died in the car accident with me, and a completely innocent woman on her way home. Because I had blood alcohol in my system, I was sentenced to 6 years at Coffee Creek.
I was giving a friend a ride to the top of the hill. A truck came over the hill. I was making a left-hand turn. I never saw the vehicle that hit me, but my boyfriend who was riding along and my friend in the back seat were both killed on impact. I had had a few drinks, and I had taken a Vicodin for a lower back issue that I've had, chronic back issue, for many years. So it was under the influence, yeah.
You living a decent life, you know, you've got a husband and you've got you're a volleyball mom. I was at the pinnacle of my career. It just can be obliterated just in just the blink of an eye.
I was a broken mess. I had stuffed all of my grief and everything about the accident so that I could care for my 8-year-old son. And I really hadn't taken any time to grieve or deal with it at all. You know, I made it. I was able to work and make it through, and living yoga was a huge part of that. It was a huge part of that.
The first days of prison are guaranteed to be the worst in your life. You completely lose your identity. Within that first 2 weeks is when Living Yoga walked in the door, right when I was in that raw state.
All of the volunteers were amazing. They all came there with open hearts, and it's just so much to offer. Just a human touch. It was just touching to know that somebody cared enough to be there.
We were so honored with that kind of attention that they wanted to be with us. They represent health. They stand in a natural state, clear, and they're beautiful from the inside out, and they inspire these women to have a good thought. I would see women stand up straighter.
Every time I stepped in that room, it was like stepping out of prison for a little time. I started doing my own private practice on the units, and I began to emotionally heal. I began to address the issues and deal with the grief and go inside, and then having the support of the volunteers, it really, I felt that it was one of the major reasons that I was able to make it through as a whole person.
The people who I served time with year after year and did pose after pose, they became more steady. But pretty soon you like feeling that steadiness, and there's a peace that comes when you step forward in this way.
I found that I really have a great love for teaching yoga. There's a population that really need yoga.
What person, whether you're an inmate or someone who is a CEO of a bank, what person couldn't take another look at their thoughts? At first, I wrote speeches about drinking and driving, and I'm going to do this and that, and I settled after doing all those years of yoga into saying just to being a good person. I just have gratitude and a sense of restorative justice and turning around just coming out of my pores. I just want to just make sure that the things that were given to me are returned.
The things that yoga teaches you is that guilt is not helpful. The only thing that is helpful is love and compassion. And you can't fully love someone else until you can learn to love yourself.